Hi, Jessie here from Nigezza.co.uk, and if you follow me on social media you might have seen this card that I made, and I did this for a sketch challenge from Stamping for All, which was set by Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting, and people really liked it, so I thought, oh, shall I do a video on it? So I am, but I'm going to change the colours. So this paper is from the Botanical butterfly paper, which is free during celebration, which isn't very long left of it. So I'm going to use this paper to go with it. So I'm going to change the colours up and use the Highland Heather, and I'm going to chuck in a little bit of Gorgeous Grape as well. So the principle is going to be exactly the same, just changing the colour. Okay, so I've got a piece of Highland Heather here, which is my usual card base, which is half a piece of A4 scored in half, cut in half. Of course, if you've got different size paper, then you can just adjust it accordingly. I've got my mat in Whisper White, which is my normal size mat, and all of those measurements will be on my blog, Nigezza.co.uk. And then out of that gorgeous paper I have cut my second mat in that beautiful paper, which has got those lovely black and white butterflies on the other side, but hey ho, you can only use one side, but that's why you have two pieces, isn't it? And then I've cut a piece for the inside, but we'll deal with that in a bit. And I'm using the now you can't get hold of bit of Highland Heather ribbon that sort of matches it. I used the used it there on that in the lemon lime twist, and I've got a little strip of Whisper White to go under that, and this was just a strip that was left from when I cut my layers, so it's just slightly over half an inch. Half an inch would do, and so that's just going to stick across like that and go across like that. Okay, so that's the basic setup of the card. Now for this one, to cut those squares, I used some contraband punches. I just wanted to get it done quick for the challenge, and so I used a 1 inch square punch and a 1 1/4 inch scalloped square punch, but not going to do that for this one. So what I've done a little bit of pre-prep, and I've used the smallest stitched square from the stitched shapes and cut 3 stitch squares, and then I've cut 3 pieces of cardstock, and they are 1 3/8 square, and they mat lovely with just a little bit around the outside. Didn't want it to have the same 1/8 of an inch that we get there. I wanted it slightly smaller, so that's gonna go like that. Okay, so we'll piece those together in a minute, but before we do that, we're going to do some stamping. For this one, I just punched the butterflies out of the DSP. You can see it's the other side of this, but I thought I'd do some stamping for this one because this is coming back in stock. Haven't got, well, at the time of filming this we haven't got an exact date, but they should be back in, hoping for sometime in April. So I'm going to use this stamp because I didn't want any black in it, so I just wanted to use the purples. So I've already mounted it up. I'm using this butterfly here, so I've got that mounted up, and I've got them that I'm going to fill in as well. I'm going to bring in my stamping mat. This is, I just cover it in some old grid paper. Don't like to throw things away and waste things. Now I'm using, for the stamping, Highland Heather and grapefruit, Gorgeous Grape even. Grapefruit grape? No, it doesn't sound right, does it? Because I felt that having the darker on the outside and then using that one on the inside, it gave a better look. It was a little bit more defined and would give us a sort of similar to the background there. So I've already cut 2 of them out, so I'm just going to do the last one. And you get a little butterfly as well, just as a bonus. So there we are. And let's pop that to one side for the moment so I don't put my elbow or anything in there. And then we take the Highland Heather, and I did do some experimenting and it is better stamped off. So see through that so we can get it right on target. I'm putting that over there on my shimmy shammy. Take that off, stick that over, trying desperately not to get my head in the way. There we go. And then the bottom one. Love this stamp set, missed using it. Didn't see the point in teasing you with it if you couldn't order it. So I was delighted to find out that they think it's coming back. Okay, so that's them. So we'll just punch this out. And I'm not putting the bodies on until I punched it out, because then you know exactly where to stamp the body. If you do it before, so I just think it's a bit problematic. Okay, so I've got my little bodies. Gonna do grapefruit. I keep saying grapefruit, don't I? Gorgeous grape. It's because it's got grape in it, innit? See where I'm coming from? Might be a little bit dangerous to be inside my head, to be fair. There we go. Well, not dangerous, just irritating, I imagine. There we go. So that's my butterfly, and I have done the others as well. And if I show you on the desk here, where I did it with just using Highland Heather on the outside and then stamped off Highland Heather on the inside, you can see what the difference is, and I do think it pops better using the dark one. That's what I think anyway. Okay, so let's start getting this put together. So I'm going to, it's funny, I very rarely gut Whisper White, but I do gut others. If you follow me, you know that. Probably because I tend to have lots and lots of Whisper White, whereas with the coloured cardstock I often just buy the multi-packs where you get the colour families and you get 20 sheets and you get 2 of each colour, and so I do like to preserve my colours, whereas I've always got Whisper White. I still do gut it. I did that card where I used the stitched rectangle and then put that on the inside, which I do think's a jolly good idea. So stick those down, and then for the strip, I need to just trim it slightly, which I would do. I think the other one I cut it and then I actually trimmed it off when it was on the doesn't look totally straight, that piece. Don't think it is. Yeah, might be, it is all right. Yeah, no, I think the other one, what I did was I stuck it down and then I trimmed it off, but and I think I put the ribbon around that, but I don't think it matters. Right, so we're going to stick our ribbon around this. It's actually got some glue on it, because I did actually start using this in a different project and changed my mind. So I'm just gonna stick some fast fuse on the end here for quickiness. And I'm going to stick some right in the centre, because that's going to get covered up. And then glue it down. I'm going to use Tombow because I want a bit of wigglage. Make sure I get it in the right place. So we'll just eyeball this on the centre. You can measure if you want. There we go, just hold that in place for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and that should be it stuck down nicely. So let's stick these together. Using Tombow again for wigglage. I do love doing card sketches and colour challenges and things like that. It's sort of, when you're planning for a month's worth of blogs and that stuck down before I'd actually done the wigglage that I wanted, but it's all right. There is two sides to a piece of cardstock. Yeah, so having challenges and things lined up is really useful. And over on Stamping for All, there's 2 challenges a week, and in a month I'll set 2 of them myself, so that's handy. And then I do like to, wherever possible, join in. Started doing some other challenges as well. If you follow me, you'll have seen, and it just helps fill me planning. Right, so to give these a little bit of flight, I bend that way, and then I just curl back the ends of these 2. Like so. You see where I don't like to waste paper, so I'd stamp that incorrectly, so I just turn the piece of paper around. And we're going to, so these are going to be on the diagonal, so going to stick this so that it is pointing to the 2 corners in the middle. Gonna get a bokeh tool, and something that I thought about just as I was putting all this stuff together ready to film, I thought I might add the little antennae to the butterfly. Thought that might look quite nice. I haven't on the other one, but I might on this one. And we do have a little antennae stamp, so I might do that. Bring in my gorgeous grape again. And my stamp mat. Yeah. And I'll just line that up on the top. Oh yes. So that's it with, that's it without. I hope you can see that. I quite like that. I will continue. So I'm casing my own project here. Copy and selectively edit. That's what I'm doing. And then I stuck these up on dimensionals. So put 2 dimensionals on it. Oh God, picking up bits of my hair. Right, so we want to stick one in the middle first, and that helps centre. Butterfly sticking out there, so that helps us centre it. I've not quite pushed down yet, because I did end up on the other one pulling the centre one off. This one, these diagonals are slightly bigger than the other, so we need to go over that there. There we go. And then there was a little sentiment, and I'm going to use Happy Birthday again, birthday wishes there from Varied Vases. I really like that font, and gonna stamp it on here. There we go. And I think I'll use Gorgeous Grape again. Stick that over there. I've got my Stampin' Scrub over there. And then we're gonna punch that out. Like so. And then I got a bit of Highland Heather. Snip that off a bit. In this one it was double matted because I'd introduced white just for the sentiment, but this one doesn't need to be. I'm just gonna do it the once. So and then we need some excuse me, some mini dimensionals. free on here. There we go. And then we'll just stick that down there. Like so, and then I want to finish the inside. What I did in this one was I added a strip of the DSP and a butterfly. So I'll get the envelope out. These are our lovely envelopes. We sell them in packs of 40 and they are amazing, beautiful quality envelopes. And so I just cut my DSP. Now this is 6 inches wide, which isn't quite wide enough, so I'm going to take a piece from this one to trim it down. Didn't really notice. I wanted this because it was directional. I had it already cut at 6 inches. I don't think you sort of noticed that, but this one I will do to the correct size actually. So let's see how long it is. How long have I been going on? This seems to, what I thought was going to be a fairly quick cut. Oh, it's not too bad. We're only just over 20 minutes. That's not bad, is it? So yeah, we'll cut it to the end of there. But I don't actually need it to go all the way down. I'll just go down there to the 6. It's one of the reasons why I love our trimmer, because do it to the 6, because I might want that panel for something else. So yeah. So I'm going to stick that on the back there and then trim it. Okay, so what I might do is stick the Tombow all the way around the edge here and then along the middle. And then I can take my bit of DSP and butt it up to that crease. And then stick it down like so, and then it's just a matter of trimming around these edges. I might use my bigger scissors for that. So I can slice it in one clean slice. There we go. And that is how I've got my little flap, which I just think gives you a little bit of an extra special look there. And then on my mat that goes on the inside, I'm going to stick one of these flowers, butterflies, and I should just, is that one? No, that one's not wide enough. So I'll cut a bit off there, although I quite like that being nearly a card blank. I'll cut it off that side. I like to think forward. I might reproduce this, turn it into a thank you card. So I'll cut this up at 1/2 inch. I'm measuring on this side. And then it is there to my second card mat size. I got this from, it was a card swap I'd received from a team day, and I just thought, oh, I really like that idea of a little bit DSP on the inside that you have used on the outside. And I just thought it was just a really nice little touch. Stick that one down. Slice that up a little tad. And that is how I created that card from Jill's card sketch over on Stampin' For All. And I might, as I've got another butterfly, stick that. If I get the glue out, you would give up, wouldn't you? Right at the last moment, stick that on the front. So there we have it. That is how I made that card. And there it is in Lemon Lime Twist. So which do you prefer? No prizes for guessing which one I prefer, because obviously purple is my favourite colour. But you can see there that just changing it up from having a black to having a white gives you a completely different look. And think about dressing up your envelopes just to make that extra little special thing, which is something you can do when you make a handmade card. Hope you liked that. Hope you'll visit my blog, and if you want to get your hands on this beautiful paper, then you haven't got much longer. Okay, celebration ends on March the 31st. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.